Jesus Christ.
JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, security guard gunned down in St. Anne. A security guard was shot and killed during a robbery in River Oaks, Ochireas, St. Anne on Saturday. He is 21-year-old Sorry Parson of Valley Bush in St. Mary. Reports from the Sentence Bay Police are that about 11 p.m. Reports from the Sentence Bay Police are that about 11 p.m. Parson was at a premises with 4 other individuals when gunmen pounced upon them, demanding money. When the demand wasn't met, the armed men reportedly opened gunfire, hitting Parson and another man. The men then proceeded to rob the individuals and they left with a sum of cash. The wounded people were taken to the hospital, where Parson was pronounced dead and the injured man admitted. Monica Hewitt, a resident of the area, said the killing has left the entire community in shock. She said the incident has brought the year to a dreadful end. Almost the last day of the year and a man died. It is rough. This is the time when people should be coming together and enjoying themselves, not killing off each other, she said. It happened before the new year, but it was almost like a bad start to the new year, because next year we're still going to be talking about this. Someone lost their life while the person wasn't even on the road. It is very troubling, she added. And while Hewitt did not know the deceased, she expressed that no one should lose his or her life defending what they worked to achieve. You work hard for your things and then somebody feels them can't take it like that, and they weren't even there when you were working for it. That's very out of order, she argued. She said that the perpetrators should be ashamed of themselves. Whoever do this, your time is coming. God not sleeping, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Go and work like everybody else, or one day you'll try to rob the wrong person, Hewitt said. Fisherman shot and killed in Russia, Westmoreland. After almost 2 years of relative peace, the volatile community of Russia in Westmoreland has been rocked by the murder of a fisherman and the wounding of another man Saturday night. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Kemoy Wilson, otherwise called Moy, of Rickett Street in the parish. The community has been under a zone of special operation, ZOZO, since January 16, 2022, but that was not enough to deter gunmen from wreaking havoc just 24 hours before the end of the year. Reports from the Salvamore police are that about 10:55 p.m., both men were standing on a section of the roadway when a black Toyota Voxy drove up and the 2 men alighted with handguns. The gunmen then opened fire at Wilson and the other man, who ran in separate directions. When the shooting subsided, both men were found suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. They were taken to the hospital, where Wilson was pronounced dead and the other man is being treated. 2 teenagers died tragically during the Zozo in Russia last year. On June 30th last year, 17-year-old Jerry Francis, otherwise called Jay, of Rickett Street, was shot dead in a yard on Ricketts Avenue in Salvamore, Westmoreland. This year, 13-year-old Kemoya Jenkinson was stabbed to death in Russia on Holy Thursday. She was visiting family for the holidays as she resided in St. James. Taxi operator shot dead in Linstead. A taxi operator was gunned down while loading his vehicle in Linstead, St. Catherine on Saturday night. He has been identified as 42-year-old Leon Peters of Commodore District. in the parish. No motive has been established for the fatal shooting. The police are searching for his attacker. It is reported that about 6 p.m., Peters was loading his taxi in the town when he was approached by a man who shot him repeatedly. Peters was taken to the Linstead hospital, where he was pronounced dead. 68-year-old motorcyclist dies in St. Anne crash. A 68-year-old man has died as a result of injuries he sustained in a crash on the Milford Road in Ochireas, St. Anne on Friday. That is Everald Downer of Shaw Park, Ochireas in the parish. Police reports are that about 9 a.m., Downer was driving a black motorcycle on the roadway when he made a turn onto the opposite section of the road and collided with a Daihatsu motor car. He was thrown from his motorcycle. The police were summoned, and on arrival, Downer was seen with multiple injuries and was taken to hospital, where he died while being treated. Meanwhile, Janice Edwards, an alleged witness to the crash, who said she knew Downer personally, expressed sadness at his death. "It is so sad. I was driving behind him and saw when he stopped to talk to someone. They made a sudden turn into an oncoming car, which hit him," she said. Edwards said she has been recounting the tragic incident since it happened. All I can see is him being flung into the air along with the bike. All I can see is him being flung into the air along the bike. I'm shaken up, traumatized. I can't function, Edwards said. The Ochiris police are investigating the accident. The Ochiris police are investigating the incident. Since the start of the year, some 421 people have been killed in road crashes. 43 of the deaths occurred in St. Anne. Since the start of the year, some 421 people have been killed in road crashes. 43 of the deaths occurred in St. Anne. Man's death stuns quiet Trelawney district. Residents of the usually quiet Moorfield district in Trelawney were left stunned on Saturday after the body of 59-year-old David Brown was discovered in bushes meters away from the house he shared with his wife. The man was reportedly found wrapped in a white bedsheet with chop wounds across his body. Brown's wife, who police say is important in assisting them to piece together the investigation, has not been located. According to Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP Winston Milton, the commanding officer for Trelawney, the now deceased man and his wife were engaged in a domestic dispute on Friday night. DSP Milton said that threats were allegedly made during the dispute, and the woman reported the incident to the police. In their bid to quash the dispute, cops visited the couple's home. Mr. Brown and his wife had a dispute last night, after which Mrs. Brown reported a threat made against her at the Wakefield police station. The police responded by warning the now deceased man not to carry out those threats, DSP Milton explained. However, the police were again contacted by residents who reportedly heard a commotion coming from the couple's house on Saturday morning. Sometime after 7 this morning, residents of the Moorfield community heard screaming coming from the Brown residence, and they alerted the police. On arrival, the bloody body of Mr. Brown was found, and his wife was nowhere around the home, DSP Milton said. On Saturday, a handful of residents were observed standing at a community shop near the couple's house. One man, who requested not to be named, reported that arguments could always be heard coming from the middle-aged couple's home. Stating that he has lived in the area for a couple of years, the man said that a police vehicle visited the couple's home twice on Friday night. Him and the woman, me used to them in a dispute all along. Police come up here last night to come solve the matter, but I don't know what happened after that. It shouldn't have reached this far door, said the resident. A bloody area littered with rocks just outside of the gate leading to the couple's boardhouse told very little of what occurred at the Brown residence. However, as an elderly man led the way to the bushy area where Brown was found, he pointed to a bloody sheet of zinc a few meters away from the house that was suspected to have been used to transport the man's body. The elderly man explained that another resident of the community woke up to share the news of Brown's death. Pointing out that Moorfield is usually a quiet community, he said that he's still shocked by the news. I just come look, and when I come and see police taking him up, I was asleep. I hear the man knock down my house. And when me jump up now, me hear say them kill the man. It look like them carry man the zinc come down here, he said. But it look like them couldn't manage the zinc because the grass soft, so them couldn't go any further. According to the residents, the couple had frequent domestic disputes. And his married wife, I heard you and hear him tell his wife some nasty things. These things happen in our community. I don't want to see these things happening in the lane at all, another resident bemoaned. A woman who said that she has lived in the community for 71 years, said that she has never seen anything like this before in Moorfield. I feel bad about it, but I saw it go, she said. A long time the man I beat the woman. And me hear say she reported at station over and over, so I saw it go, another woman chimed in. As the investigation into the matter continues, DSP Milton is encouraging Brown's wife to contact the Falmouth police. We believe that she can assist us in her investigation. Consequently, we're asking her to contact the Falmouth CIB, said the commanding officer. Woman's house damaged by downed large tree due to rain in Portland. A tree downed by heavy rain this morning damaged the house of a woman in Rivers View, near Fellowship, in the Rio Grande Valley in Portland. The parish has been experiencing heavy rains since yesterday. Marlene Kassoon said she was alerted by a loud crashing sound. She said checks revealed that a large tree had fallen on her house. Sections of her roof and the premises were damaged. Kassoon said she was left frightened by the experience. She also expressed thanks to neighbors who came to her aid to clear the tree. She is appealing for assistance from the authorities as she seeks to keep the rain out and undertake repairs. Meanwhile, a fallen tree disrupted traffic along Nuttall Road and knocked out electricity to several communities. Since then, a Jamaica Public Service crew has been deployed to the area. The team has cleared the tree and is working to restore electricity. Haitians picked up in Portland repatriated. The 10 Haitians were picked up Saturday morning along a roadway in Nectars River, Portland, were sent home less than 8 hours after receiving medical treatment. The group was reportedly spotted by residents shortly after 6 a.m. walking along a roadway in the community, which is close to the border of Portland and St. Thomas. The police were alerted, and the Haitians were picked up and taken to the Port Antonio Hospital for medical treatment. Police sources have revealed that shortly after the group was provided with food, clothing, and personal items, they were sent back to their homeland aboard a Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard vessel. This is the 5th group of Haitians to have fled their war-torn homeland since July 23 and have landed on Jamaica's shore in search of a better life after claiming that they are fleeing gang warfare, civil unrest, economic hardships, and starvation. The first batch of 37 Haitians, which landed in Jamaica in July, are currently being housed at a facility at Robins Bay in St. Mary and are waiting to hear whether their asylum application will be granted or they'll be sent back home. JBNN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.